Hey, everybody, and welcome to the beginning of the fall 2020 school year. A little bit different than we probably thought it was going to be last fall, but here we are. I wanted to post a few things or a few videos just clarifying some things and explaining some things, and especially this first one to just kind of introduce myself, especially to those remote students who have not been students in the past. Just to let you know who I am and kind of a couple things just to help you moving forward. So I'm Mr. Mendenhall. If I've not met you or had the pleasure to meet you yet, this is my 5th year now at Davidson County High School. I teach social studies, mostly civics and economics, and then with an American 1 or American 2 kind of here and there depending on what the need is. So I've taught several years in different schools and overseas and at the community college. So I've had a lot of different varied experiences, but this is the place I've been at the longest. And yeah, so we're glad to have you, even if it's virtually, for most of the time or all the time, at least from the beginning of the semester. So I wanted to tell you just a couple of things that you could expect. Or just kind of give you a couple instructions. Like I said, you'll see some multiple videos. I wanted to break them up so you didn't have one long half-hour, 40-minute video to look at. So this is just kind of an introduction, and then I want to show you a couple things for how to navigate Canvas to start with. All right, so I'm going to make myself a little smaller, put myself in the corner. All right, so if you are viewing this video right now, I'm assuming you know how to log into Canvas because that's where it's posted and the only place that it is posted. So I won't go over that since clearly you're able to do that. Real quick, if you are enrolled in American 1, don't worry. This video is still supposed to be posted in your Canvas course as well. I wasn't going to make 2 different intro videos just to have a different background. The only difference in your homepage to start with is going to be it's going to say American 1 up here, and you got a picture of Washington crossing the Delaware, Mount Rushmore, something like that. But then everything else should be the same with the exception of this first unit down here. Yours will be different again, but everybody's going to have this unit 0, and I'll go into that in a later video. So just wanted to basically give you just a couple things to make sure you pay attention to and that you're doing every day that you're on a remote schedule. All right, apologize for the air cutting on. Hopefully that is not going to mess with us too much here. All right, so when you log into Canvas every day, that's your remote, whether that's 3 days a week or 5 days a week, the first thing you need to do is log into Canvas and click on the Announcements tab. I will post a daily agenda there every day, even if it's nothing more than to say, continue working on this module or whatnot. And so you need to go there to see what assignments you have, if any, or what you need to be working on. All right. And then you'll have the other information in the modules. Okay. All right. So that's where you would need to go first. All right. Also, if you are a remote student, real quickly, if you were a remote student and you did not come to orientation, let me back up for y'all. The first thing you need to do is click on the syllabus tab on the left here, and then it should say Civics Fall 20 Syllabus or American 1 Fall 20 Syllabus, and that will give you the same syllabus that everybody else received when they came in for orientation or they picked up their device after I had the syllabus available to give out. That's going to give you all the information that you kind of need generally for the class, the grading scale is, and then also the best ways to get in touch with me, and also just kind of some tips on how to be successful learning remotely. Okay, so that is basically it in terms of what you need to look at every day. You'll start seeing the modules, and you're going to go through a module on your own just to make sure you know how to navigate Canvas, and you'll hopefully be an expert in Canvas by the end of next week, at least. All right. Okay. One other thing that you need to make sure you pay attention to in terms of expectations and in terms of just what you need to be making sure you're doing to be successful in the course is on remote days, you do have to check in some way to be considered present for the day. That's going to be really easy, okay? There's a few different options, and I'll probably type this up and have it somewhere in an announcement or something like that if you need to refer back to it. First of all, if you've got a work assignment or a daily assignment that is posted on a remote day, as long as you are working on it, and I've seen evidence of that, like if it's a Google Doc or something like that, I'll see that you've modified it, that counts as a check-in, all right? Other things would be just emailing me. You can do that through Canvas over here using the inbox or your school email, and I'm going to email everyone also just so you'll have that. That email, if you email me on the remote days, all you got to do is email me and make sure you put the date in the subject line, and then just the email message, just say something like, I'm here, checking in, something like that, to make sure that I know that you at least logged on your computer that day. All right. And then the other ways are you can call the school if you want. And then the last option for Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at least is use the Zoom office hours feature, which is the information for that is in your syllabus. Okay. So that's just kind of the big things I wanted to make sure I covered before we start next week. When everybody's remote, make sure you check in. All right. And like I said, as long as you're doing work, you're going to be okay. All right. So the only thing would be is if you don't get something completed one day, or there's not any new assignments, you're just supposed to be working on assignments that are kind of due in the next week or two or whatnot. Just use the email option for checking in on that day. All right. Just a couple last things, and then you can look at the other videos. Our keyword or focus word for this whole semester to start with is flexibility. All right. And so we're going to be flexible as much as we can in terms of working with y'all. And we just ask that y'all extend that to us too, that you be flexible as for me as I try to continue to figure out Canvas and navigate things there, and possibly thought I had posted something and didn't post something because I didn't do something right. I'll try to be flexible as I can, at least in the beginning too, as y'all are trying to figure out Canvas and learn things. All right. But as I also mentioned in the syllabus, flexibility does not translate to lack of accountability. All right. So we still have to make sure we're maintaining our work and getting everything in. That is still going to be the main way that you pass the course. All right. If you check in every remote day and that's all you do, then you're going to fail the course. All right. And so just keep that in mind, that your work is going to be the biggest reflection of you understanding, you getting the work in, and what is going to get you credit for the course. All right. Other big thing, communication is going to be huge this semester. All right. I'm not going to be seeing most of y'all more than a couple times a week. Some I won't really see at all face to face. And so if you've got a question, or if you've got something that's giving you trouble, you've got to reach out. You got to be proactive with that. All right. If I look at your work and you haven't done anything in 2 weeks and I haven't heard from you, then I don't assume, first of all, that you just had trouble with it. I assume that you just haven't done it. And so I don't want to think that you're just being lazy if something's going on. All right. So just make sure you're communicating. I've got my phone number, or the school's phone number, the email, or my email, and then the Zoom office hours and instructions for those in the syllabus. So there's multiple options for communicating. I want to try to be consistent about reaching out to y'all as well, but make sure if you've got an issue, you've got to let me know. Okay, like I said, especially when you're at home and I'm at school, I can't see that as well, what you're having trouble with. So make sure you reach out when you need something. Okay, I know in some ways I was kind of gave you a lot of information, but then not too much at the same time. But the big things I want you to remember just from this is that make sure you're checking and logging on to Canvas every day and just seeing what assignments that you're being given And again, we'll kind of fall into a routine. You'll know kind of what to expect for the most part every day, whether you're in civics or whether you're in American. All right. So as bizarre and as odd as the beginning of this year, or possibly all semester, or who knows, maybe even the whole year will be, I'm still looking forward to diving into some of this content with you and getting to know y'all virtually and remotely as we can. And yeah, looking forward to a great semester. So make sure you reach out if you need anything, and looking forward to the semester. All right. Thanks.